We're live, yeah? People, deluded, I'm back again. Obviously, Arsenal have just beaten Dundalk 4-2. There are many positives, I'd say, to take away from the game, but there's also not so many positives and concerning moments. Obviously, big up to Haaland first and foremost, regardless of what you think about Eddie and Nketiah. Eddie and Nketiah got a goal. Joe Willock got a goal. Smith-Rowe, I believe, technically gets an assist because of because of somebody's goal, not Joe's. But I'm sure Smith-Rowe got an assist. I could be wrong. Smith-Rowe played well with Maitland-Niles. Obviously, Balogun said, "You know what, Eddie, you got a goal. I'm gonna get an assist and a goal." The pitch was dead. You all saw that. It was a nasty pitch. It's our last game. So first and foremost, with the fact of this team isn't playing for anything other than pride, which is what I was fearful of. That might, when you're not playing for anything and you're the underdogs and you got nothing to lose, you might have half a goal. But, dead rubber game, really and truly. Poor pitch. To first and foremost, nobody's came out injured, first and foremost. So I love that. Also, it completes the little good run we have somewhere in that we're still undefeated in Europe somewhere along the lines. And we've had a perfect qualification from the competition and we've finished top, so we can avoid certain teams until it gets to that point. I can't complain. Like I said, the big positive is Haaland. On the topic of Dundalk, I feel, credit to Dundalk. I feel they're a better team from what I've seen. They're a better team than what it suggests on the points. They're unfortunate. They made it hard for us today. They made it hard for us when we played them. I think they got forward. They tried to play out from the back. They remained loyal in playing out from the back. They threw themselves around. They physically put themselves about. I did feel they were a bit obvious and predictable. They were trying that ball over Maitland-Niles' head, and he had people's number, and he won that. But yeah, I think they did lack ideas and real quality in the final third, saying that they did score 2. I did feel the 2 goals they conceded were presented to them like at a set piece. Rinison should be doing better. People in behind Miguel Aziz, the guys made the run of Miguel Aziz, so maybe Aziz can look behind or more experienced players can take charge. Obviously, the first goal, I believe, was a culmination of errors. I feel Maitland-Niles, I believe Joe Willock and somebody else is too easy for them to get out of there. I feel El Nene's attracted to the ball and he's not aware of the runner. Obviously, when the ball's now played, El Nene's out of the picture. You then saw Pepe miss out on the 50-50. And I think Marie was out of position. And Rinison, I think he thought it was going to his near post and he's done that. And they've smashed it to the far one. So I feel at least they know they scored. At least they made it a bit nervy for us. I think they played well. I think they did all right. Their man in that midfield, number 5, got about. I feel Dundalk gave a good account of themselves. So it's sad that they've lost, but not sad from an Arsenal fan's perspective, but there's many positives they can try and take and incorporate in regards to potentially qualifying for the Europa League again and also doing things above that. People, please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. So yeah, for me, we all saw the partnership down the left-hand side with Maitland-Niles and Smith-Rowe. Of course, the level of opposition, we've got to kind of discount it, but I feel both of them looked a threat. And, whether it's Maitland-Niles, whether it's Smith-Rowe, whether it's he weren't involved, and happy birthday to Reece Nelson or Balogun, we're crying out for these academy players to be involved. Let's be real. Fans always do this. Credit to Balogun. I love Balogun. You lot see me. I watch youth players. If I'm Balogun, I'm keeping my hands on. I'm being a bit wary before signing a new deal, but he's got it all. Again, fans need to be careful because they proclaimed Eddie as this when he scored against Norwich. I think Balogun, like Tyrese, John Jules, they're better than Eddie. I think they've got more to their game. But again, if Balogun gets 10 games or gets the amount of games Eddie said, how sentiment can change. Balogun, whether he stays here or goes elsewhere, will have bad games. He will have shockers. He's 19 years of age. He has not played anything near to 100 career appearances. Across his 3 appearances this season, he might have done well for us in the Europa, but he hasn't played 90 minutes. The man he might be tomorrow is not the man he's today. So recognize he's got talent, but rein it in a bit. I think he should be part of the Premier League squad because Eddie's not doing it. Laka's looked encouraging in the last 2 games he's played, but he's not scoring. I don't think he takes back Aubameyang's place even in form, but Aubameyang Obviously, for me, he's an Arsenal on the bench. You know, Balogun's got it all. He's got movement. He's got hold up play. You saw the strength for the assist for one of the goals. You know, for me, it's the for even his goal. Look at the movement to hang on the last shoulder of the fullback. You know, Balogun's movement is cerebral. His link up play over the last 18 months has really improved. Very good with his back to goal. For the goal he scored, just the icing on top of the cake. Very experienced. Reminds me a bit of a Jermaine Defoe sort of player. He's got a bit more to his game than Eddie. I think Eddie's probably ahead of him and Tyrese John Jules purely because Eddie's been exposed to first team football. Balogun hasn't. And I think it's a crime if Balogun is not playing first team football somewhere, whether that's here, getting little minutes here and there, signing a new deal and going out on loan, maybe even pushing the boat and saying, yo, Arsenal, I'm going to leave, because you are approaching January. His contract is winding down. There are rumors there's an extension in his contract, which might be why this is taking a bit long and it's a bit lax. But if we lose him and don't get any money from him, our loss is there again. And you have to imagine, why wasn't he getting chances ahead of Eddie? Why has he not been about? You know, we all saw him play up to the dramas on Twitter and do the acting and things. And maybe this is why the man just wants to play. So I'm very impressed with Haylen today, people. Please make sure you're hitting the like button as well. That's the main positive for me, because if we're real, we looked very good in the first 10, I'd say. You know, there was a lot of intensity. And then I think we slipped into old habits. There was too much gaps in the midfield. We was chasing gaps in the midfield a bit too much. I didn't really see us assert our dominance as much I would have liked, having been in the Premier League and these lot in Ireland, with all due respect to them, in the middle. I think it was too open, and that led for more encouragement with them, really, really and truly. I think early on, Eddie Nketiah was very greedy, but he showed why. He's got 3 goals in 6 games. I think he's done well. What he did, while I said he was greedy earlier, what Eddie did was selfless. He's chasing lost causes. Obviously, Maitland-Niles has tried some flick. It ain't worked. There's a bit of fortune in that the defenders cannoned it in off Eddie. Eddie's reacted and he's scored, and he's got us off to a good start, really and truly. I can't really complain. I still think Dundalk have a bit more about them. I would like to see what we could do. Like I said, I think despite the poor pitch, we done all right when we scored. I feel Dundalk presented an effort. Like I said, you know, the only problem is they're getting caught on occasions. We are picking their pockets. Like you saw early on, Paulo Marie intercepted very high up the field, and that's actually the chance before the goal where I'm getting at Eddie, apologies. So I think we're doing all right. You know, the only thing you're looking at is if you give Dundalk chances, they will score. Like I said, they're playing for pride. Some of these players, it's the highlight of their year and will be a highlight of their life. They might not get this opportunity again. So we need to be wary of that, people. Obviously, we did well in the first half to take the second as well. Smith-Rowe, I knew he got an assist. Smith-Rowe set up El Nene, and El Nene is another one I hope plays against Burnley on the weekend. But what a goal that was from El Nene as well. Absolute rocket. I'm sure he scored a pinger like that against Barcelona many years back. Now, this team is hardly Barcelona, with respect to them, but El Nene got his goal. He got 60 minutes today. I hope that 60 minutes is obviously in mind with him playing at the weekend. But this time last week, he got 60 minutes. So yeah, man, I couldn't really complain with going 2-0 up. But as you know, 2-0 is a dangerous lead in football. You need to build upon it. You need to sustain upon it. You know, I'd rather win. You know, if I'm a manager chasing a 2-goal lead, I'd rather lose 3-1 than 2-0. So you're gonna be a bit more going, and it probably becomes a bit more nervy for the opposition, regardless of who we're playing. So to concede the goal we conceded, what was it, in the 21st minute or something? I feel it was a very poor goal. As I already alluded to, I think it's one of those goals where if you want to, you can focus on one singular player, but it's a poor sequence. I feel Maitland, Joe, and definitely someone else could have done better. El Nene was ball watching and forgot about the man. Pepe misses out that 50-50. Marie's out of position, and Runnelson's just dodgy. And I told you, lot, I don't want to seem like I'm getting at a man, I'm digging him out and all of these things. But I've told you, lot, for the last 2 Europa League games prior to this thing, I was saying this guy looks a bit dodgy. He looks a bit booky. He looks like a year 7 in goal. And I think both of the goals, I don't think he's fully to blame, but I think he could have done a lot better than that, really, really and truly. You know, so we let ourselves down with it being 2-1. We let ourselves down. People, please make sure you're hitting the like button. You know, 2-1 at halftime. If I'm Dundalk, I'm saying to them, if I'm their manager, I'm saying, listen, boys, this is your last game in Europe. Some of you might never get this opportunity again. You know, it's 2-1. Bearing in mind, we almost scored before Half-time, Chambers saved their bacon. We know Arsenal are in a bit of poor form. I think we can take them, boys. I think we can do it. And I didn't think they came out with the same sort of ferocious nature that I expected in the second half. But we'll get to that, people. And like I said, at halftime, apologies, I think we look good down the left, in particular with Smith-Rowe and Maitland-Niles, who I believe definitely should both be in the starting lineup or be involved against Burnley in some capacity. I think all of Haylen should. If I'm real, I think Balogun, Smith-Rowe, Maitland-Niles and Reece Nelson should be in that squad. I don't know if it's starting and all of these things, but they should all be in that squad, people. They should all be in that squad without a doubt. Away from that, though, like I said, at halftime, I think we played good down the left. I think the midfield was a bit too open for me, in my opinion. I think we're making the game harder than it needs to be. I think Dundalk look like they can score more, but I look like they can concede more. They've shown us what they can offer going forward, and they've shown us some concerning holes in their team. Then it became clearly a case of what we can do, how we can hurt the opposition, how we can expose them. And I don't feel we did enough initially to really get anything from that. Do you get what I'm saying, people? So it is what it is in that regards. But yeah, man, at halftime, all I want to do is see us cement the lead, is see us can potentially cement some more ground and see what we can do, because I don't feel any football fan or any specific Arsenal fan necessarily felt confident at 2-1. Definitely in that first half, and definitely did not think we was gonna, get away potentially with just winning this game 2-1. We either needed to score more goals or it was going to get long for us. I think you all could consider that, people. I don't know what that pop-up was, but yeah. And in the second half, I feel they kind of dropped off a bit. They began to creep into old habits, and we took advantage of that. Obviously, we didn't, I'm not gonna lie, I think Joe Willock was quite woeful. I think Pepe wasn't that good today. I think Joe Willock was kind of anonymous today. He had a better end to the game, had more of a spring in his step when he scored, but I think he was quite anonymous, looked quite lethargic and tired out there. I think Eddie looked better when he had his goal, but I wasn't really seeing who was going to score the third. I feel Pepe is back to his frustrating self based on that game. And as his suspension closes, you're looking at it like you need to do a bit more. Joe Willock obviously scored. Fantastic hold-up play from Balogun to tee up his fellow Haylen graduate and score. That gave us a bit to walk with. Obviously, Balogun grabbed his assist as well, people, which made it icing on top of the cake. Haylen was just connecting for all of it, people. It was fantastic to see. We let ourselves down, obviously, with the second goal we conceded. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a dead ball situation. We should be holding our line better, and that was concerning for me as well, especially because I know the bulk of these players ain't playing, but Burnley, you think of Burnley, you think crosses and set pieces are areas or an area that we're going to have to really look at and really scrutinize and make sure we're spot on and, all man's to the pump sort of thing. Because I can see Chris Wood 80th minute doing his thing. So all in all, I'm happy with Hayland. I'm happy with the end to the game. Obviously happy Miguel Aziz got some minutes. It was nice. He looked a bit tidy, sent one man shot. Ben Cottrell, you can see he's still raw, and you can see with him and Aziz, they're not quite ready for frequent first team football, but it was a good look, man. They've made both of them youngsters they both look silky, especially Aziz. Both made their debut in European competition. Both made their official debut for Arsenal. And obviously both of them got minutes against MK Dons. So if you keep working, there's opportunities here. Balogun, for me, if from a personal point of view, if I wasn't an Arsenal player, or which I'm not, or a fan or whatever, I would say, listen, Arsenal are messing around. We can go somewhere where you can play week in, week out, whether that's Germany, Championship, another Premier League team, or what. Sheffield United tried to buy you. You can play football. You're not as good as you think you are. We'll see your level when you're playing consistently, but I think you can play football. And that's what I would be saying to him. Balogun is too good to be playing 23s now. He needs to either be working with the first team on a consistent basis, going out on loan, or leaving permanently. Ben Cottrell, I feel next season he needs to go out on loan. I do think they should open it to leaving in January. Miguel Aziz, I think he's one of those players you keep close to you keep close to the first team and you just tutor him. I think he's still a bit raw. I think Miguel Aziz is put on a pedestal he's not currently at yet. But it's nice to see them get opportunities and things. Haylen's the biggest, Smith-Rowe again, he's had a hard time with injuries. Hopefully he can stay fit. I genuinely feel he can be at 8.5 in the long term, and short term he can give us that 10 and perform on the flanks. I really think he could do that. I'm always gonna bang the Nelson drum, even though he's not involved. I don't think Haylen's gonna save us and make us back to the top 4 team. But some of these players can progress, and if these players can't progress, let's go and get top money for them. Like, you know, I would like to have a squad where you've got Balogun and Eddie. I think Eddie's a decent squad player, but can you renew his contract and go and get 20 million? Cool. If you feel the day comes where Joe Willett needs to be sold, can you get some P's? Smith-Rowe, Nelson, can you get some P's? You know, all these names I said, that's about, let's say 20 million a pop. Before you know it, I know football's not as easy as this, but you've got 100 odd million out of nowhere. If we claim to be self-sustaining, that's what we've got to do. And for us, we need to do more for our young players, because if I'm Balogun, it looks wavy playing and scoring, and the Arsenal fans are going to go crazy for me and that. But in the grand scheme of things, how much football am I playing? You know, I haven't played 90 minutes. I need to go and do that. I think they did all right. Big up El Nene. I also think Cedric played all right. But I'm gonna get into your super chat, my guy. I think El Nene played all right today. I think Cedric played well. Cedric's crossing is a bit hit and miss, to put it nicely. But Cedric did all right. Cedric did all right. So I think there's some positives there. He did, and you have to wonder. I know Maitland-Niles is at left back, but you have to wonder. You know, Maitland-Niles played well, Cedric played well. Of course, you can discount the opposition, but surely that's put pressure on Bellerin in relation to the lineup. Now, I think Bellerin, Xhaka, Willian, all of these players are still going to play against Burnley, but if we do believe in non-negotiables, and you have to show it in the match, and you have to do it in training, then these lot should be putting pressure on spots, really and truly. I would play El Nene and whatnot. So let's see. I think for me, Smith-Rowe, Balogun definitely should be in the match day squad on Sunday against Burnley. Apologies, Dialer Square. Thank you very much for your tenor. You said the kids did okay, El Nene quality, but is it fair my man Maitland-Niles continues to be tested by Arteta, while Pepe shows that there's no level too low for him to not be pouring? I don't know what Pepe was on today, overcomplicating things, trying to do nutmegs, just atrocious today, really and truly from Pepe. But we live, we move forward. It is what it is. You know, I don't know what it is with Maitland, because he seems, you know, if there's injuries or if there's the occasional big game, he'll get his opportunity through the middle. I mean, at left or right back. But when the chips are down, I don't think he's selecting him. You know, I don't see what Bellerin is offering that Maitland-Niles can't. I don't necessarily think he's the best fullback in the world, but on the basis of other men are getting chances and not taking it, why can't he go and get one and take it? Cedric as well. If Cedric plays and he plays poor, because he has played poor in an Arsenal shirt, move him over. But I think, you know, there's two men that are putting pressure on that shirt now. Even, you know, Callum Chambers, for me, he's not really a right back. You know, he plays centre half or nothing now, unless need be. But him putting pressure, and that's what you need. You know, managers need a headache, and we're at that point now, especially when we look at the Burnley game, where we're saying, yo, Arteta, these players aren't justifying your team selection, and they're going to cost you your job. They're going to literally cost you your job, people. So it is what it is in that regards. But like I said, Hayland is the bread and butter. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Burnley preview. Apologies, people. I'm just setting up the live stream for tomorrow. Also, make sure tomorrow, 1 p.m., me and Curtis Shaw will be going live. I'm rushing this one a bit, people, so it's gonna be a bit of a blank one. But please make sure I'm gonna put it in the messages in a sec. So please make sure you're paying attention. You're paying attention to this thing. What's it saying today? No, tomorrow at 1 p.m., man. Friday, 1 p.m. You know, I'm only doing this because I want to make sure you lot have obviously hit the like button, setting your reminders. I'm giving you lot hours before, people. Let me go on it now. So obviously the title and all them things are going to change, people. But for you lot that are in here, and please make sure you're hitting the like button right now. Please make sure that message that I've just put in, you're aware of that and you're taking that one in. In fact, I'm going to do you lot one better, and I'm going to pin that message. So please make sure you've hit your reminders on that. Please make sure you've hit the like button on that. And there'll probably be a couple more live streams from myself. So yeah, all in all, you know, it's our last game of the group. 4-2, can't complain. We get 3 points. We're 6, you know, we've won 6 games. We've taken maximum points. The only thing The only thing I'm concerned about is obviously 2 cheap goals that we conceded, especially the last one for me. And for me, I'm a big fan of putting pressure on spaces. I want to see pressure is put on players so that they perform better. I don't want to see players keep playing week in, week out if they're not warranting it. Hey, Miguel Aziz is going to become that guy who receives the ball off our centre halves and keeps it spreading. He just needs to get a bit more maturity physically, a bit smarter in speed of thought, a bit all-rounder, but it will happen. He's what, 17, 18? It will happen. Let's just chill. It's a case of when, not if, he becomes a first-team player, in my opinion. But we'll have to see. Marcel has said, oh, beep, is on his scouting ish again. I swear we need to get you an office somewhere. Get on to your owners. I don't know who I'd never take credit for any players, but I was on the Balogun train right a lot. Wayne has said, and someone said they agree with Wayne, I wouldn't play Cedric over Bellerin, but I would play Maitland-Niles over both. And I see your logic. I can't really complain with your logic. Mo has said, if Runnison can play, Saliba must be dead. Saliba can't be registered in the Europa at least until next month, which is why he isn't playing. Admittedly, I can't see. For me, you know, I'm not getting at Mustafi, but I don't get the logic. Like, you know, if you've told Mustafi to leave this football club, yeah, and, you know, at least until January, it's not going to happen. He's linked with Barca, Juventus, and all these teams. Surely it made more sense registering Saliba ahead of Mustafi, regardless of if he was going on loan or not, because, you know, you could have given Saliba at least 3 games in this competition. He could have at least played today. I know we conceded 2 cheap goals, but where's he tested? Are you telling me playing in the Europa League, as crap as the opposition kind of is in terms of the level, with all due respect, you telling me he couldn't learn more in that than against the 23s, than playing? He can't learn more there than playing for the 23s. I'm not too sure. You know, I don't think he thinks Saliba is ready. I think Saliba will go out on loan in January, but who knows, man. That's it. We did struggle. The scoreline, like, let's be real, the scoreline has flattered Arsenal where Europa League is concerned for a while. Like, there's been a couple of games. Fair enough, we didn't go behind in this, but there's a couple of games we've had to come from behind and obviously score and pattern it up. Thank you very much, Mo, for your super chat. It's appreciated. Big up all the Twitchers as well. One True Villain. Make sure you're subscribed over Twitch. Make sure you've hit the reminders on obviously the live stream to come tomorrow with Curtis. And obviously you've hit the like button on this. And also check out the watch along. I know some of you love the reactions. What do you think about Marie this match? I think he made a good number of sliding tackles. I think I saw him even press high up the field. I think Marie has shown me that he likes to win the ball high, and which could go against him because of a lack of pace. I think he could have done better for the goal collectively with everyone. I think he, you know, that opportunity where Chambers saved their bacon with that sliding challenge before the end of the first half, I think Marie mistimed the header. So that is what it is, man. I do think Maitland-Niles could do a better job than Xhaka in midfield purely because of mobility purposes. I don't see what Xhaka brings to our midfield. So, yeah, man, that's it in relation to that game, people. Should you have the player ratings real quick? Should we do up some player ratings? Bro, he can chill on himself. We're not saying that, but you can still literally register him on a piece of paper. It's not that hard. And that don't really make sense. Big up Nobby Clark. Love your passion for the Gunners. Appreciate that, my guy Nobby, man. Appreciate that. I actually saw you DM me on Instagram, and unfortunately, when I tried to reply, I hit the delete. So please hit me up again, man. I really, you look like a true gooner, man, and I've got a lot of time for you. Judging by your display picture, you look like an honest individual and a real footballing man. And I've always got time for that sort of stuff. So yeah, I can't complain. Like I said, we're top of the group. Haylen did what they needed to do. Midfield was too open. Bit of inconsistencies with certain players' performances. Like, I think the goal kind of clouds Joe Willock's performance, if I'm completely honest with you guys. And stuff like that. I think Eddie was a bit hot and cold. He looked good in patches and better in other patches. Let's see what he's on. Let's see what he's on, people. Let me quickly check. In relation to that, we might as well do the player ratings, people. You know, I really thought Miguel, trust me, he's going to get there, my guy. He's going to get there, my guy. Should we, you know what, before we get into the player ratings, I want to see what you lot have to see, man. What you have to say. Apologies. Boy, you know that means they're starting. As I said, I told you lot for the last 2 Europa League games, I said this guy is dodgy. You know, I'm not trying to start any scapegoating stuff. I said, this guy is concerning me. And I think while he didn't drop no clangers and it's not glaringly obvious it's his mistake, I think them dodginess signs are still there. And I think, you know, people are only going to take it seriously when they evidently see, like, yo, this is a bit dodgy sort of thing. The sizings are quite there. Looks a bit unsure of himself, doesn't really give confidence. Sometimes he's out of his box unnecessarily. Reactions are quite poor. The fact that I'm saying all of this and he was apparently recommended by a member of the coaching staff is what concerns me as well, my dog. So we'll have to see what make of that. Leno, listen, I have concerns over Leno, but definitely you could get away with a keeper like Leno if you had a competent midfield and defense. I think Leno has problems and he has question marks, but I don't think you can blame Leno really and truly. Bro, it's a year 7 in goal, man. Please make sure you hit the like button, people. Please make sure you hit the like button. Big up DG, like the tin. Come on, like he said. Well, you didn't say the DG bit. Matt Macy's dodgy as well, but he can't be worse than that. Bro, he's beaky, man. I don't want this to become a scapegoating thing, but he did look a bit dodgy. Well, to be fair, Chesney had some ability to be here, and to be fair, he's still at Juventus. I'm not too sure for my man, really and truly. We have a different mentality because there's no pressure. There's no pressure on it. You know, if we don't win in the league, you immediately see 15th, 16th, 17th, and the rest of it. You know, we'll have to see. Wouldn't mind these youngsters playing. We're gonna get into the player ratings in a sec, people. We're gonna get into the player ratings in a sec. I'm just seeing what you lot have to say. Do you think Miguel told the team to shoot? Seems like every player was looking for the opportunity today. You reckon? I still didn't think we shot enough, but he should do. You know, you don't shoot, you don't score. And he's spoken about 90 to 100 goals. If we keep crossing the ball, we'll go in. You don't have efforts, you don't win. Simple as that. You know, Bellerin is our worst player. He might be, but he's of no relevance to this game in particular. I would be worried. There were some it's 2 cheap goals, and you know, as a squad, when you're working and analyzing together, you don't want to keep conceding them sort of goals. I'm twisted on LSD watching you. Don't do drugs, please. Don't do drugs. But however you want to spend your way listening to DG, as long as you look after yourself and you're accountable of your own actions, you know, do what you need to do. Miguel Aziz is getting a lot of praise, you know. You know, he is. He's composed. He just, sometimes from when I've watched him, he can be quite blickered and he can lose the ball in key areas where it can harm you. Does look hella wavy. He does need to get it back his ish together. And hopefully seeing Young G come off the bench and score will gas him to go and score a bit more. I don't know what that is. I wish I did. I don't know what any of that stuff is, my guy. No joke, but you've got a good voice for podcast. Means a lot, my guy. Means a lot. Some people say I'm boring and monotone, so boy, means a lot, man. Bro, hey Sandro, I told you about Renison, bro. I told you I don't want to make this an agenda thing, but I told man about Renison. They're only gonna who don't hear must feel. They're gonna see it the hard way. You know, this is it. Therefore, made more sense. Oh, we was playing on worse pitches than Hackney Marshes. Someone said, DG, we've got to start thinking about cashing in on Willock. You know, Willock needs to play consistently. He plays like someone that hasn't been in a squad where they can genuinely play for 20, 30 games. And at 21 years of age, it's good being at Arsenal, playing for Arsenal occasionally. But there might come an occasion where we say there's no role for you and you're not going to be the player you want to be. He speaks about playing for England and all these things. He needs to develop. Like, he's lost his place in the England under 21 setup even recently. So we'll have to see, man. Dana said, what's your thoughts on playing going vegan? It doesn't just help you physically, but also mentally and football in like 90% mental. Well, whatever makes you better, I guess I'd be for it. I guess it affects people in different ways. You know, a lot of people, you know, it all depends really. Because if a player's not in form, like some at this club, we're going to say, why are they doing that? When they're in form, if Gabriel said he's a vegan, we might say, oh, what can I learn from there? So there could be something in it, but truthfully, I'm not what would they call them thing there? I'm not no health nutritionist or any of that, or a doctor or a sports scientist to really give you the educated answer your question deserves. Pardon me, but I'd say, according to your body and body type and how it reacts, like it could be something that is sensible, really and truly. James has said, keeper for me was at fault for both goals. Looked a bit dodgy. I'm not gonna lie to you, my bro. He did look a bit shaky, Do you see with the first goal? I think it's a thing where it's a culmination of errors. Like I said, I think it's several errors. But yeah, man. What else have we got? What else have you lot got to see? Big up the super chat. I really appreciate it. Big up, bro. Helping everyone out since lockdown. Realized been a good 5 to 7 months. Thank you very much. If you're talking about my content, it means a lot. It really means a lot. Who is you lot's man of the match? Who played well? Who played poor? We're gonna do the player ratings in a second, people. Get them in. All right, now I'm taking in what you guys are saying. No one's worse than Almunia. We do need a backup keeper. We sold one and got one worse. DG, like me, you think Mikel Arteta will pick the same mold on Sunday? And if so, it's going to be on top for Arteta. Well, do you know what, Arteta, when your back's against the wall, you've got to pick 11 players that you feel can get you a result. And if he feels it's these sort of players, some men are in trouble, innit? Some men either need to start backing their manager or they're in trouble, innit? Simple as that. They're in serious issues, really. And Renison, fix up, man. Bro, I love Miguel Aziz, bro. He can play serious football, but we need to be careful with all these young G's, with Balogun, with Martinelli, with Saka. Haaland can help save us together with proper investment elsewhere, but it needs to be done. Haaland can save us in several ways, I want Balogun and Eddie and Joe and Maitland and Smith-Rowe and Nelson and Willock and Cottrell and John Jules and all these young G's that we've been saying and talk about. I want them all to progress. But the reality is, some men are going to have to leave to get better. Men are developing at different rates. Haaland needs to be at the forefront for this club. Some of these players can go off and be first teamers like Saka. Some man can be sold. Like I said at the beginning, if you think of, I'm not saying to sell them, but let's just say you get 20 for Maitland. Minimum, you can get more, but for this example, 20 for Maitland, 20 for Smith-Rowe, 20 for Eddie, 20 for Joe, 20 for a next brother. Like I said, ideally you want more. You're making 100 odd million. Drink. And that can be reinvested into getting the centre mid. That's your hour money. That's, you can buy Shabazz and some change. It needs to be at the forefront. And we're not proactive enough with these young players. Because what do we see? We've been seeing Joe Willock burst on the scene. Nelson burst on the scene. Smith-Rowe burst on the scene. Maitland-Niles burst on the scene. But they get to a point where it looks like we've got no real foresight to how we're going to develop them. And that's why we still talk. I'm not saying any of these, but you've seen it before, like with Ox. We get to a point where we know they're talented, but we're saying the same things. Can they be consistent? No, he's a right back. No, he's a left back. No, he's this. No, he's that. He's a centre mid. No, he's a winger. That's where we get to. We need to be proactive into how we're developing them, whether that's finding proper loan clubs, because our loans haven't been too successful generally, Proper foresight for them. You look at Chelsea, they're doing this thing on ability. Our players can chat to them. In terms of experience, you can't. Reece James, Tammy, Mount, even Tomori, who's out of the team. How much game time have they got before they played for Chelsea? And obviously, we know Chelsea was a lone army thing and certain things happen, but there needs to be a proactive feeling like Miguel Aziz. I think he's going to make it at Arsenal, but if he doesn't quite hit the heights, there's nothing wrong. Can we sell him and make a change for him? Our academy will save us if we want it to. And obviously produce some players that can progress to the first team, like Saka. And then you marry them in with top players sort of thing. We need to be proactive. And that's where you need people above Mikel. You need Mikel Arteta to develop these players and have a clear plan. You need the academy to keep going and the coaches to do what they need to do. But you need people above them, whether that's setting up an affiliate club to loan these players out where we can house them all like Chelsea have with Vitesse. Whether that's negotiating with better club players. Whether that's bringing in individuals who can help better develop these players. And really, because no player's trajectory is different. Some players might thrive here, they might thrive elsewhere. Sometimes players need different situations. Some players develop mentally quicker than others. Saka might hit a roadblock where he's struggling to develop. His trajectory went like that, where you've got some players like Aaron Ramsey who done his thing at Cardiff with 17 playing in FA Cup, but it took him a while to kick on at Arsenal. The main point is Haaland will save us, especially if we claim to be self-financing and all of these sort of things. Too stubborn to drop players that aren't good enough, man. Bro, is what it is, man. Pepe was poor for me. Pepe didn't do enough for me today. First poor game in Europa. If Nelson is fit, I'd probably start Nelson if it means out of Nelson and Willian. You know, El Nene has to walk into that team. For me, Partey is obviously not fit. I'd probably go El Nene and Ceballos at a push. It's probably too early to think about that, but I'd probably go Ceballos and El Nene. Not that Ceballos has been playing well. Don't really want to see Xhaka. I think El Nene should start. Would like to see Nelson. Would actually like to see Smith-Rowe in the 10, but I think it's very naive to assume they're going to play on a Thursday and then start at Burnley on Sunday. But who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? Pick up everybody in the comments. You know, we need Zaha. And to be fair, who's going to buy Willian? You've seen him today. He's been linked with Real Betis. That's probably a catfish thing, probably a lie. So it does hold on to the ball too much. You know, Smith ESM. Not too sure who that is, but okay. I think that's Emil. Big up yourself, all my Trinidad people. No, he does need signings, but it works in two ways. Develop your academy players, because not everyone's going to help us, you know. We can't just, you know me, I do all this youth talent. I make youth talent videos and whatnot. I don't want Arsenal to become a farm, because as much as I want all these youth players, I don't want 11 players. I want 11 players to come from Hale End, of course, but I don't want to just sit there and develop players for no reason while we become less competitive. But I do want more. So I understand if he wants players, and to be fair, we should surround our players with experienced, competent players that these young players, when times are hard, can lean upon. One, I wouldn't go too far. Our academy definitely is not pants. It's just once they cross the bridge from Hale End into London Coley, it seems that there's a disconnect in how we're going to get the best out of these players, and we're going to develop them and them for tomorrow. Long way to go from that, but maybe one day I would love to work for Arsenal's academy. It's something, man. I think we'd still be talking about young players, because City still talk about their young players. Liverpool still talk about their talented Curtis Jones and the rest of it. Every team, no matter how much money they spend, nobody doesn't love a young player coming from their academy and doing what they can do. If I'm Maitland-Niles' agent, you know, in January, you know, we've got to have talks with Mikel Arteta, because Maitland-Niles, wasn't he in talks to sign a new deal? Isn't he someone that should sign a new deal? You know, we've got to look at him. Bro, trust me, he's not even on the ITAL diet, man. You know, ITAL's vital and all them thing there, man. You know, if he was eating the real, you know, the real Rasta man diet, you know, we wouldn't be talking about the vegan thing, but it is what it is. You can't write off anyone, you know, but at the same time, we want to see what more of a player he comes. He does have a goal in him, but I must admit, I think that's overstated to a degree. You know, I think he could be a decent squad player for us, but he's one of them that could very easily be sold. And I think he's got legs. I think he can carry a ball. I think he can drive. I like what Joe has. But when I look at it on a harsh thing, 21 years of age, the very components I've just listed, people, am I deluded in thinking that you should have that as a midfielder anyways? You should have legs. You should have an engine. You should be down for the scrappers when it's not a good pitch. Surely. Right? But it is what it is in that regards, man. A lot of Balogun man of the matches. Balogun man of the matches. Balogun man of the matches. Cedric done well. Rinison can't play knockout rounds. I hope Mikel Arteta heeds that message loud and clear. Dad's like he ain't got no arms. Mud. Smith-Rowe getting some love. Chambers getting some love. Balogun, you know, saying you can't get man of the match gas too high, essentially. Aziz, I think Aziz needs to develop a bit. I don't think there's a rush to throw him in, but I definitely think Balogun and Smith-Rowe right now, they need that. Or somewhere if they're not going to get it. I don't think this training with the team, playing occasionally, isn't going to work, man. Maybe he could have, but again, there's got to be something fundamentally in Amichi's game, because he hasn't hit off at Hamburg. He's still developing. As long as he feels that's the best pathway and has no regret, is what it is, man. You know, Smith-Rowe getting that praise. Do you think? I prefer Martinelli through the middle. I think left and centrally he's got to lock it down. I think long term he's the man through the middle. And I would like to see him learn that. But equally, I don't mind him on the left. Bro, I don't know, man. Bellerin's not involved. People can have their... Listen, when you see Cottrell play all right and Maitland-Niles play all right out fullback, this is the debate you need. This might make Bellerin turn and whatnot. But at the same time, you know, he is irrelevant to this game. So it is what it is. Balogun is an upgrade to Nketiah. He is, man. He can do what Eddie can do and better, and he's stronger and he's better with his back to goal. Fundamentally, there's more to his game. You know, Eddie will be a good goal scorer, but it's dead, man. It's how it's, you know, goal strikers are ultimately judged on goals. You know, creativity and link up play and hold up play can only take you so far. You know, but at the same time, the catch-22 of that is you've got to be, you can't just be judged on, you know, you've got to do more than just scoring goals, really and truly. You've got to do a lot more than that. So make of that what you will. Moving away from that though, folks, quickly, and yeah, let's get into the player ratings, man. Let me get the Arsenal team, man. Love from Trinidad. Big up all my Trinidad tugs, them. Big up all my Trinidad tugs, them. How you feeling? I'm feeling good, man. The young G's did what they needed to do, man. You know, like you said, Balogun's got that hunger. You know, big up my Trinidad people, as I said. Bit of an ignorant comment there, my guy. Come on, moderators pattern that up, you know, come on. Don't make no sense. What if Anthony Joshua told you he's a vegan, even though I don't believe what you can say then? Don't make no sense. Anyways, people, let's get into the player ratings now. Let's review the players' performances. And let's start with Renison. I give Renison a 4. I won't overdo it. I give Renison a 4. I allow him. I give him a 4. I did think the goal we could have done better. I do think he's a bit dodgy. You know, I give him a 4. I'll save face. We won 4-2. I give Renison a 4. I allow him. I give him a 4. Some of you are harsher. You're all saying 3s and that. You know, I can't. You know, we're all alike. Clock is saying 1. You know, 5. I'd say a 4 just because I think the jury is out. I don't think anybody's calling for Balogun to start, but they're calling for him to be part of the squad in some capacity. You know, 4s all round seems about fair. Callum Chambers, I give Chambers a 6. I think he played all right. I think he did all right. Think he put in a shift. I think Callum Chambers did all right. I give him a 6. No, to be fair, Wayne, you know, he's been poor, but I have to look at specifically this game. You know, I have to look at this game. I can't judge him. I can't hold last game against him, man. If I did that, that would be biased. You know, if Bellerin's poor in one game, I call him poor. If he plays like Dani Alves, man, I have to say, I don't do half ratings, my guy. I do sometimes, but it's not one of them. We've seen 6s for Chambers. We're seeing 6s. We're seeing 6s. We've seen a 7. You know, everyone's generally in agreement. I give him a 6. Mustafi didn't have nothing to do. I give Mustafi a 6. Fair play. And I'll give Marie a 6 as well. In fact, you know what? Yeah, Mustafi a 6. I'll give Marie a 6. He put himself around. He made some tackles. He was aggressive in the final third. Felt he could have done a bit better. You know, I'll give Marie a 6 and Mustafi a 6. We did concede 2 goals, so have to cap the performance. But we've got some 6s. We've got some 7s. You know, I do agree. Marie's passing was very good, but I'm gonna go with that. You know, someone said the only thing Mustafi did wrong was putting on the armband. You know, 7s for Marie, 7s for Marie. You know what? His passing was good. You know, I'll give him that. But I'm going to go with a 6. I can't look past the 2 goals we've conceded. Everyone's got to shoulder some blame for that. Cedric, I'll give Cedric a 7. His passing is very inconsistent, but I think Cedric put himself around today and he did all he can for that very debate that we're talking about to happen. Is that, yo, why ain't he in the squad? Why have we got this guy? Why haven't we got that guy? Do you get it, sort of thing? So I think he gets a 7. You know, I give Cedric a 7. I'd also give Maitland-Niles a 7. You know, look very good down that side with Smith-Rowe. You know, every time he's getting forward and whatnot, did well in what he had to do defensively. You know, needs to have a bit more urgency in this game, but I think he did well. I'll give El Nene a 7. It's a 6 plus a bonus point for scoring. El Nene will get a 7 for me. You know, but let's slow down a bit. You know, Cedric's getting 7s. 8 for Cedric, 7 for Cedric, 7 for Cedric. You know, whatever. What we saying for Maitland-Niles? You know, 7 for Maitland, 7 for Maitland, 8 for Maitland. Can't disagree. 7 for Maitland. You know, and that's true. If he falls asleep, he's lucky to even get a 6. So for me, it's a 6. El Nene a 7. For Joe Willock, you know, 7.5, 8s, 7. You know. El Nene most consistent, an 8 for El Nene, a 7s, sevens. You know, big respect. Maitland-Niles has got an 8. Joe Willock, I'm not too sure yet, people. Because I think he was playing like a 5 and his goal takes Joe Willock to a 6. I'm going to go with a 6 for Joe Willock. He scored. He had a stronger end to the game. For me, it's a 5 plus a bonus point for scoring. So I'm going with a 6 for Joe Willock, people. 6. M is going with a 6. One True Villain is saying 6. Anthony is saying a 6. Wayne is saying a 5. A 6. I feel Joe Willock's decision-making in the final third was atrocious. He did score a good goal, but at the same time, like he said, he could have released it a bit better. Wayne is saying I can't disagree. A 5 is a decent result. He did look lost. I'm gonna give him a 6 because I feel last second half he regained himself and was on course for a 5 despite the frustration in me with his decision making. But I think he's on route for a 6. I'll give him a 6. Pepe. Wait, we'll get onto Pepe in a sec. I'm taking in what you lot are saying. Pepe's assist for Balogun's goal. Shout out to Pepe. But I feel Pepe's, I'm going to give Pepe a 4. I'm going to save him a bit, but I'm going to give Pepe a 4. I think Pepe was a bit hot and cold today. Very frustrating with his stuff. Maybe, maybe a 4 is harsh, because we won 4-2. I'm going to give him a 5. It's harsh. Trusay got an assist, bonus point for the assist. He got forward well. It's just decision-making, shooting when you need to pass. There was one lovely bit of play between Smith-Rowe and Maitland-Niles. And I'm thinking, no, Pepe, you got to hit the target. I'm going to give Pepe a 5. I feel 4 is overdoing it. I feel if Pepe gets a 4, then, I've got to give Joe Willock a 5. I've got to be a bit harsher on Runnison in particular, maybe even Marie to a degree. And Pepe, like you said, Sandro, he did get an assist. Like you said, AEA. So, yeah, man, I think a 5 is good. I'm not too sure of a 7. I feel a 7, that for me means you was on par with Maitland-Niles and Cedric and a couple of other players. I don't agree with that. I'm going more with a 5, but I respect everybody's opinion. I'm seeing a lot of different ratings for Pepe. Couple 7s, we've got couple 5s, 6s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 4s, 5s, 4s, 6, 4, 4s, 5s. So again, not too many people are going beyond the 5. 4, he was an 8, a couple 7s. I'm not too sure what you saw, but fair play to you. A 6, big up the members. Please make sure you're checking out the YouTube memberships. You got a 4. 7, I do agree, is overdoing it, but I respect everybody's opinions. He has to be simple. It is? It's a mentality thing, man. I agree with you, but I'm looking at Pepe. It's a mentality thing. Like, be a bit smarter, have a bit more galvanization in your play, be a bit more mature in your play. Eddie Nketiah, I'm going to give Eddie Nketiah a 6. I feel he played better than Joe Willock and he scored. So I'm going to give Eddie a 6. I feel he was on course for a 5, but he went and scored. Maybe even a 7 for Eddie. I'm going to give him a 6 because some of his decision-making was poor and he was on the peripheral things at times. So I'm going to give him a 6. Whatever you lot give him for Eddie, I feel a 4 is harsh. He scored. Xhaka doesn't have any relevance for you lot. 6 like me for Eddie. I hope Pepe does score on his return, my guy. 5 for Eddie. 6, 5s, 7 for Eddie, but he wasn't involved too much. Personally, I think 7's a bit too high. I think 6 is about fine. Like we're seeing some 6s, some 6s. It's impossible to score all your opportunities, but I would like him to take more of his opportunities. And I would like to see a bit more maturity. He is very selfish and very blinkered. Balogun, you have to be greedy as a striker, but Balogun knows when to be selfish. Balogun, you can see, Balogun could have thought, yo, I'm starting this game. Let me turn on this ball and try to shoot. No, he was like, okay, Joe's in the best position. Let me make the right decision. Tee a man up. My opportunity will come. He is our top goal scorer. He's got 3 goals in 6 games now. Decent for him. In all comps, yeah. How many in the Prem? Probably 1 or 2. Well, to be fair, he did score. Oh shit! Apologies. He did score an important goal against West Ham, I believe. Fair play to him. So it's all 6s, 5s there. 5. So it's all decent results. I think that's the whole lineup. I think that's everybody. Oh, we forgot Smith-Rowe. I'll give Smith-Rowe a 7, maybe even. But is he my man of the match? To be fair, I was liking how him and Thing played. I think I'd actually give Smith-Rowe an 8. I was actually very impressed with Smith-Rowe, to be fair with you. Please, let's hit 200 likes. Please get the like buttons up. I would say a 7 for his performance, but he got an assist, so I'm going to boost that up. I'm actually going to give an 8 to Smith-Rowe. I think Smith-Rowe played well, man. I hear it, I was saying sevens, but I'm trying to look at my own logic. I'm going with you lot. I'm giving it 8. I'm going with an 8. Please, let's hit 200 likes, people. 7, it's all calm. It's more or less in the same road. It's the same sort of realm, Hey, run that agendas. Run it. Smith-Rowe 8. So it's nothing less than a 7. So we're in the same sort of thinking. So Smith-Rowe, for me, looked good down that side. So I'll go with him with an 8. Let me know, people. Do you lot think I should keep doing this? Rather than just getting my camera and doing my post-match review, should I just keep doing the post-match reaction live sort of business? Is this the right thing? Should I not do it? I thought, let me try something different. You lot all watch the game. You're all active on YouTube. Let me do an interactive thing with you lot. So if you lot want me to continue reviewing the game in this format, and obviously I'll make random videos off the cuff, then I'll know, man. I'm always trying to improve, people. Please let me know, innit, what you want to see. For instance, a couple of you talk about the timers and things, and I've been trying. I asked you lot on my YouTube community tab, someone help me out. I can't do it alone. YouTube weren't helping me. I want to make the thing better for you guys. Literally, I quit my role to make this a thing for you guys, but I need your help, man. So yeah, man, I'm liking. So this is what I'm talking about. So yeah, you talk sense. Thank you very much. A lot of you see Terry's liking it. Andreas is liking this thing. Wayne is saying this is the way forward. Mohammed's feeling it. Nikizi, forgive me, you saying it. Soon land, man. I gotta find a way to do that without avoiding weirdos, because there will be a guy who calls and does some funny man business. Gunner's liking how I'm doing this thing. Tabs is just happy for the content. Respect that, my guy. That's true, man. You can edit this and make a separate thing. That's what I like about the live. So fair play. Thank you for the feedback. You lot are the guys I make this for. So who better to get it from? It'd be stupid not to, people. You get it? So I love what you lot are saying. We'll keep this up. I'll keep this up. Keep this up, man. So you lot are rating the thing. Progress, man. I really respect people that persisted when I was moving with the Buki audio and that. Like, this is why I love DG Nation, car. Sometimes we've had some crap visuals, we've had some crap audio, and you lot have still persisted because you think, regardless, I still want to listen to this guy because he's still got some talent and I like what he says. And even if I don't agree with him, he gives me something to think about. I respect it. I really respect it. Phone in soon land, people. And like I said, when we can find a way of doing it without weirdos, do you get it? Because there will be weirdos calling and mashing up the thing. So when we can do that, we will, people. I'm only one man. You've seen a little progress. I'll always try and better things for you guys. So yeah, even the members are feeling the live thing. So without a doubt, you're all saying live reactions is the best thing. When hell freeze is over. You a technical guy, love it, bro. Sometimes people just want to hear clickbait. I can't clickbait. It's not my thing. The ranting thing is not my thing. Like, anytime you've seen me look aggrieved, it's because I've been vexed. I can't do. Listen, whatever people do is their business, but I can't play up the camera because there's gonna be times I just want to be myself, and you lot are gonna want the gimmicks, and I'm not about that. If I just act myself, you know what to expect. We have a laugh in the game and we bust couple jokes and stuff, but when it gets to it, we're here for the football. Do you get it? Big up all my Kenyans as well. I big up yourself as well, Sarah. It means a lot. Big up Dundalk, man. I feel it's quite harsh. I'm not happy that they lost because it means we won, but do you get it? You lot talk about merch. I don't truly know in my heart if you lot want hoodies and t-shirts and things. I've been specifically delaying that. If you specifically want merch, please just comment it in this chat right now, and I'll get onto my graphic designers and get that done before Christmas, potentially early year, max the earliest. We can get that, but I've been shook. Hamza said we've been through a lot in the DJ community, but we stay just for you. It means a lot, Hamza. We've been through a lot, and we're gonna keep progressing, man. Bro, we need to, man. We need to. We keep progressing. We keep trying to better the thing, man. I see you on AFTV and I value your opinion from day. It's all good. You're doing your thing. To be fair, I'm meant to have my thing right now. I'm meant to have my live stream right now. Um, with AFTV, and I've delayed it for you guys. I've been here for an hour. I thought I was gonna be here for 10 minutes. It's the content for me, man. Been watching you for time since them videos outside. Hey, forgive me for this terminology, but you've been here when there's been crackheads. You've been here when there's been pigeons. You know, I remember when I used to work in Camden, I see some bookie estates. I'll be like, yo, let me just record my thing. I see random hoodies just walking past me. They're like, what's this weirdo doing? We've been through a lot, man. Remember the iPhone? I remember I used to borrow my boy's iPhone because my iPhone, it worked, but I didn't have money to get another one. And I couldn't, for some reason, when I'm recording videos, you can't hear anything. So he used to give me a spare thing. I used to record my videos on that. Been through a hell of a lot, man. And that's why I'm always thankful. And even when I get frustrated, I have to sit back sometimes and remember how far I've come, you know, and then just settle down to get it. So yeah, man. Yeah, I feel you, my guy. I feel you, my guy. Bro, we come a long way. We ain't buck them. We ain't buck them pigeons in a minute. We coming a long way, man. I'm looking to look back in a couple of years from now and say, yo, people, remember we had the shoddy green screen? We got a mad pig now. One day I'll take a picture of the room I work in, people. You understand why the lighting ain't perfect. It's tiny as hell. One day, you know, that's all I need, man. If I had a proper space, we could really mash some work still, people. Big up everybody. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, man. I love you, DG Nation. DG Nation t-shirt. If that's what you lot want, we'll do this thing, man. It's coming along a long way. You know, Corona's thrown a spring in the works, but we will be trying to get more. I've been looking at scouting qualifications. Like I previously said, I've been booked onto courses and things have been thrown up, but you know, I'm still gonna try. We've still got a lot of things I want to get onto, and I, you know, hope to look back in a couple of years and show you lot the journey I've been on, and you lot can be like, right, we've really come a long way with dude. Truth, dude, you just seem like a guy we'd have a drink with, to be honest. I'd have a drink with a lot of you. I'm a lightweight, but it wouldn't last long, and you don't know. Well, it's done it worse, but you don't know. The Ray and F green screen's done it dirty, you know, it's looking all mad, but this is the only Premier League I need. But yeah, put that one down. I ain't giving no one no free promo anymore. I'm good, man. I'm good. Our team won. I can go to bed. You know, I can go to bed good, man. I can go to bed good. Like you said, stay true to myself. I can only stay to my truth. Like Sandro said as well. If I get an Edmonton jersey, then yes. I don't play for AFC Edmonton right now. When they're doing a Mesut Ozil thing. So, you know, while I'm not there, I'd say all about them unsubscribe. Don't be giving them free clouts because I'm not there. Coaching done me there. I'm trying to find a new club. You know, talking about banning guys and that. Obviously, you know, if someone gets violent to you, you gotta get violent back. But let's allow it in it. Let's not speak about that. But forget all that Edmonton jersey stuff. When they don't tell AFC, I beg you lot, spam AFC Edmonton say free DG because the coaching staff are trying to do man dirty. The coaching staff are doing man dirty and they're doing man disgusting. And I don't want to stand there for it, people, at all. So it is what it is in that regards. So yeah, people, big up. Who became a member? Big up Hakai for becoming a member. It means a lot. It really means a lot. Sporting the DG line in a music video. If you lot want that, man, I drop it, man. Man, I drop it. Yeah, I do. I still. You can't see it. I still got the Astro in it. I still got the Astro. That's the only thing with using this laptop. You can't tell. You cannot tell. It's quite sad. Too bougie for them pigeons now. We come a long way, man. A lot, man. We come a long way. We come a long way. Hey, paper in the park. You remember? Scrunched up paper, walking on, people looking at me like a weirdo, looking at them like the hell you looking at. You seen someone record a video before. Some madness. Big up yourself, Hakai, for that membership. It means a lot, man. I see you got the Naruto. Is that Naruto or is that anime? I'm a poor anime guy. I don't know about none of that. My boy always gets on to me, man. I hear you. Hoodies for the winter, drop that. Why not? That's what you lot want to see. I've always been one for the people. I ain't gonna delay. I ain't gonna deny you like that. Remember, you're gonna get me in trouble. There's people watching this live stream. I don't remember any of that. You know, I don't want to hear lol, because when you was talking to your friends on DG Nation on your live stream, you wasn't saying that. Move, man. Go talk to them. He was talking to you. This is the sort of stuff I get, and I know the person is watching this. I'm sending live direct shots at you. I ain't gonna say your name, but you know who I'm getting at. Please don't act when I jump off this. That's it, man. Way beyond clickbait, man. Hey, you live in South, dog? But yeah, we'll see, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, Balogun is a madness, man. I had to take that message off real quick. Like C said, big up you for becoming a member as well, man. Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Um, damn, I did not know was out of YouTube for a while. Okay. Like C said, big up the member. Big up the member sheet. So hey, you know. Come on, man. A long effing way, man. A long effing way. Seeing your transition in front of us makes man happy to see another brother pushing and working hard and elevating. It means the world. You saying that, my guy. It means the world. Hey, that's a bit of a slip, you know, GG. It's all good coming out of Wood Green. It's a bit it's a bit beaky, but is what is. Let's hit 250, man. Allow it. All right, people, I can't lie. I'm looking at my messages and it's time to go do that AFTV interview. So allow me to get out of here. I appreciate all the new members. I appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate all of you lot that were tuned into my watch along, and those of you who came here. Please hit the like button and I'll be back again. Like I said, please check out the pinned message because me and Curtis will be live on my channel from 1 p.m. I'd love to see you all there tomorrow. So yeah, man, see you tomorrow, man. But for now, I've put in a shift. I gotta call it a day, man. DG. Wait, live relation for members only. What's relation? Live trust me, members are gonna get content. If you look review the community tab, I want to do things for you. And I will. So yeah, man. I'll catch you lot. I don't know about buying Robbie. That guy is, he needs to invest in DG, but hopefully I could be on his level or have my own little bit of success. So on that note, I'm gonna get out of here though, man. People, for real. In a bit, man. I'm off to do the AFTV interview.